Hey, I'm Chandler Kinney, and I'm with Chris Gordon on Hellblazer Biz.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, my lovely audience, wherever you are in the world right now. Welcome to Hellblazer Biz, the show where you get to have your questions answered by your favourite TV and film stars. Hellblazer Biz is brought to you along with the BS Podcast Network and the Britpod scene. Get yourselves out there and start listening to the other amazing podcasts out there. But not until you've listened to mine first. Today I bring to you a great guest as always. She's known for her roles as Catherine Dillman in Normal Street, Chantel in Battlefield America, Mirabelle in Haunted Hathways, and she joins my show today to chat and hopefully have some fun talking about her current role as Rihanna, the teenage daughter of Roger and Trish Murtaugh in the amazing Lethal Weapon TV show. I'm happy to introduce Chandler Kinney. Everybody, I have the absolute delight of Chandler Kinney's company today. Hey Chandler.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here and to be doing this.
I'm so excited that you're actually on as well. It's great. It's always amazing, when, especially when a show that I really, really love, and to end up talking to the people from it. For me, it's just like, I mean, this is a hobby for me and I want to try and make it a professional if I can, but it's never going to stop the fact that I'm just like talking to people I see on screen and thinking, whoa.
No, it's so much fun for us to connect with fans and also people doing this and, like podcasting and all this. Like, we love it. So I really appreciate you having me.
No, thank you. And I appreciate you being on. It's we'll have a next hour of appreciating each other.
Yeah, you're great. No, you're great.
I can take as much praise as it can.
You're like, oh, stop. No,
Yeah,
keep it coming.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm like in real life. It's like, please stop. No, come on, just one more.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not used to it, so it's fine. Cool. So as you know, I've sent these questions over, which we've got quite a few, which are sent in, which is great from people. And it's great. I mean, one of the questions I'm going to mention anyway about social media, which we'll go into later, makes it difficult to send questions because you are so active, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. I love social media.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant. So, kind of, first of all, how did it feel when you won the role of Rihanna?
I mean, obviously amazing. I was so excited. Okay, so first of all, I was coming off of another show on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It was a kids show, and so the idea of like switching to, mainstream primetime adult television was kind of nerve-wracking, and I was like, oh, wow, and I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And I got off the show in December. We finished the show December 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And I booked Lethal Weapon in March of 2016, and so it was a really quick turnaround for me, and it was just amazing. I was so excited to be a part of the project.
Fantastic. I mean, how did you feel about it as well? Because, I mean, obviously, there was a lot of buzz around the fact that they were making... I'm just throwing this one in now. There was a lot of buzz around the fact that Lethal Weapon, obviously, major film franchise, iconic characters with, obviously, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover there. So how did you feel coming into that? I mean, from your own side, I've spoken to some of the others about how they felt with it coming in. So how did you feel?
I think I was a little different than everybody else because... the films came out before I was alive. So
yeah, thank you. Now I'm really old.
Yeah. No, I wasn't, I didn't experience firsthand the enormity and the significance of this crazy, amazing franchise. And so I wasn't really concerned in that aspect because I was just excited to be on a new show that seems so promising, and I love this the storyline and everything. But I remember when I was auditioning, There was Matt Miller and McG in the room, and they were like, "You should watch the films." And I was like, "Oh, does this mean I booked a role?" But yeah, they're like, "Watch the films," and so I did, and I remember I was so excited because Lethal Weapon is really, um, it's really a story where you get action, drama, and comedy all in one, which there's really not that many shows or even movies that have that and that
Yeah.
balance everything so well. And so I was really excited about that. And once I really accepted the idea that we were doing a reboot, I was like, okay, this has to be good. Everyone has to be on their A game, and we have to knock this out of the park.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do, especially when there's so many people that are saying like, "Whoa, stop! This is ancient property. You can't do anything with this." But we did.
Yeah, yeah, you did. I mean, I think that's the worry as well. I think there's so many remakes now that they just come out and out and out, and I think that's probably what the fear was. And even Klein himself, I think, was I told him I think the series is better than the films, and he was like, blasphemy, even the guy who plays Riggs, he was calling me blasphemy for actually, praising the series more than the films, because, like you say, there has been that. Legendary, sort of building up of these. It's like Terminator films, anything like that, kind of bringing it on. But I know from my eyes, and obviously, I think that's what a lot of the fans love, is the way that you have brought it. You guys have all brought it to your own, and you've managed. You've respected the films, and obviously, I mean, the pilot was co-written by one of the guys who wrote the film. So. Yes, and so it's all to have that all on board, and the respect and honour that the original films are shown, but you've taken it on board. I can't speak now. You've taken it further than you could ever do possible, and you've developed the storylines so much more. And like you say, the aspect of action, comedy, and drama is rare. And I think that again, that's probably another reason why it's a hit, because it is just perfect all the way through, without being sycophantic.
No, seriously, thank you so much. That's music to my ears. I love the feedback and the appreciation. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I know Klein, he was so off board, not on board when he heard about the project, just because, so many people do believe that it's blasphemy to take, such an iconic franchise and to recreate it into a TV show. But like you said, we've been very careful to honor the films and respect them. But also we didn't want to imitate or just redo exactly what has already been done, because no one wants to see that. No one wants to see an imitation of something so already incredible that there's no way that you can even.
Well, yeah.
You can't even. That's just no. That's just a no. You can't do that. And so yeah, we've just. We've done our best to honor the films, but also take our own creative license and bring new energy and new life into this story. And also make it, 2016, 2017 now, and kind of modernize it and bring a new audience to it as well. That's a whole other aspect that I think a lot of people don't even think about firsthand, because people my age never heard of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, true.
So, teens, all my friends, they're like, what is this Lethal Weapon? This is the first time that they're hearing about it. And so we're really bringing a whole new generation to this lovely story as well. So it's really great.
It is, yeah, exactly. And now people will go away and watch it'll be reverse cycled. So people watch the series, love the series, so they'll go back and discover the films for the first time as well. So yeah, it's a great cyclical process there. What was your first day on set like? I mean, you've got the likes of Clayne Crawford, who's obviously who's a well-established guy as well, big guy, and Damon Wayans Damon is just goes without saying, he's one of my favourite actors. He's just and a funny man as well. So, how was that first day?
It was crazy. I was nervous. First of all, I was so nervous because I had watched the films by that point, and I had realized the significance of getting this right.
Yeah.
And so, walking into set, I didn't know what to expect as well. As I mentioned before, I was coming off of a kids show, and working on Warner Bros., which is a studio that I've never filmed on, and it's ginormous, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with what comes with the job, and so I was feeling that all at once, especially being I was 15 at the time, so
Wow.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
But immediately, like every single person on set was so kind, so loving, and so motivated, I think, to make this project great, because everyone knew that it had potential, and we just wanted to see it through. And Damon was so sweet when I first met him. He was so nice and loving and welcoming, and really just set this this creative energy on set. And Clayne Crawford, he's great. I remember when I first met him, he was so funny. I think also at the time for the pilot, he was really focused on making sure that he played this very complex character correctly. Because I think you've heard he accepted just days before he actually started filming, so he was very focused internally. But obviously so great. And Keisha, Dante, everyone was just so cool and so sweet and so motivated just to be doing their job right, and bringing new life into this project. And especially Matt Miller. He is just an incredible dude. He's an incredible guy, and he has this positive energy that he's so positive, so encouraging. There's no way that you can do any wrong by him, because he just makes sure that everything is run smoothly and goes, works properly. So it was such a good energy and so much love on the set on the first day. So I that's like the main thing that stands out to me when I think back to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is back to that now. It was last year, wasn't it? I think you were doing, when it first all kicked off. Was it last year? No, it was maybe it's a long time ago now.
Yeah, we filmed our pilot last year, 2016, in March, end of March, early April.
Yeah. Wow. And now season season 2's now just wrapping up as well. It's cracking. As a young actress in LA as well, obviously, you like you say, you just come out of a kids one as well. What's the hardest thing that you've had to face, in reaching your dreams to actually be on screen? And obviously, I know this will probably mean a lot to people out there now who are just starting out their own.
Yeah. First thing you have to learn is rejection, which is kind of a hard thing to understand and to really accept, especially at such a young age. You really have to learn how to not take things personally in such a personal situation, but oftentimes that's really what it is. It's like you're too tall, you're too short, you're not the right age, you might not have the right hair color, whatever it may be. You have to learn to just take it and move on, which I think is something that everyone, has to deal with in their own way when they first enter the industry. I think another thing too is there's not as many roles for young African American females, and so my auditions were fewer and farther in between than other people that I know. And that was a hard thing for me as well, because that meant every audition that I went in for I had to be on 110%, because I might not get another chance or another opportunity for a while. So coping with those things were difficult at first, but they're kind of why I'm here and why I want to do more. And I want to, as I grow up, I'm talking about years down the line, I want to kind of make a road and make a pathway for people behind me that are coming into the industry and that want to be creators and entertainers, and hopefully the things that I do now can help people coming up behind me. So
that's lovely, inspirational. And you are right as well, because I think Hollywood and the film industry in general, because the UK is the same, there aren't enough roles, for like African Americans or anyone like that, and it's too far behind, because it's like, seriously, the talent like yourself, like Keisha, like Jonathan, you need to be out there. They need to make roles, and who gives a damn? I mean, personally, from my point of view, it's like, who gives a damn on the colour of the character or the colour of the person? You just go for the role that you're good at. It doesn't matter, seriously. If I don't know, I just can't understand it. I know I can't put it into words properly. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if you're good enough, if there's a character role up there, it shouldn't matter your colour, your sex, or your orientation, anything like that. You should just go for the role and be that character, because that's what you do. You're an actress, so you just go into it. That's probably very convoluted way of saying it.
Yeah, it's a huge motivator for me to keep going and to change the industry a bit. But we have made such positive progress, especially in the last couple years.
There's been so much more.
Yes, there has been, and but part of my job is to just keep it going.
Exactly. You are the future to make things changing. Yeah. And the rejection thing as well is a great thing. I mean, I'm 42 this year. Sorry, that was trying to hide the age. This year. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I was cringing when you said you weren't even born when Lethal Weapons films were out. I was like, oh no. I remember them when I was a teenager. But what's the saying? The rejection thing. So I'm started out. I've doing this 2 years, and it's one thing I try and tell people as well, because everyone they say, oh, you've got great guests. You've had great guests. Like you really. It's like, yeah, I have, and I speak to people like you, and it's absolutely fantastic. But I've had to, myself, and it's hard, because I suffer from anxiety as well. So for dealing with that rejection and learning how to control it, because for every person like yourself, there'll be 100 where I don't get response, Damon Wayans, and
yeah. Some shade.
Yeah.
Some shade right now.
Oh yeah. No, I'm kidding. If he watches this, I'm only joking. But yeah. Or rejection from agents and stuff, because I can't. It says I don't offer money. I can't offer money because I don't make any from this. So this is just a hobby. So it's kind of like there is that rejection, and you've got to deal with it. So I can see from where I am at my age how hard it's been to learn. So I can imagine how hard that is if I put myself back into the age that you are and Dante and everyone, and think how that would have affected me. If you don't have that passion to keep going, it could totally destroy you in a way.
Yes, you have to really, really love it, and it has to come from a place deep in your heart. So as many no's as you get, you have to just know that you're great and you know what you have to offer, and that keeps you going.
Exactly, and you've just landed, or you're now season 2 of one of the fantastic role and one of the best series, or I would say one of the best, because even Clayton agreed about Game of Thrones. Sorry, but yeah, you to me in the genre, you're definitely the best show out there on TV at the moment. So and you're in that, you've landed that role, so that shows what hard work it is, and pays off.
I'm so lucky to even be here. And yeah, like you said, it's just really my love for acting and creating and telling stories that kept me going. So no matter how many no's and you're not right, you can't do it, no matter how much of that I got, it was my love and my passion for what I do that kept me going. And something my mom always says that I like to share with people, because it really has helped me through a lot. She says, you have to wait in line for your turn, and if you get out of line, I'm not telling it right, but if you get out of line, then there's no way that you're ever going to get your turn. And sometimes you never know. Sometimes you're at the front of the line, and if you step out of line, you missed your turn. You just gotta stay in line, patient, stay hardworking, stay motivated, and stay passionate.
Exactly, that is exactly it, and that's a great way to put it as well. If you get out of line, you could have just missed exactly, perfectly put. I know you're a huge fan of social media. We mentioned it earlier as well, and you're very responsive to fans, which is loved. And it's do you think And I know all the fans, everyone absolutely adores it when you get like yourself and stuff responding back. Do you think part of the huge success of Lethal Weapons has also got partly to do with the way the cast engage the fans and have that sort of interaction? It's a kind of symbiotic relationship, I'd say.
Yes, I think I would attribute some of our success to how responsive we are as a cast. That was something that was very important to us going into the project. Even from the pilot, we had a huge Twitter party. We were like, okay, we're all going to live tweet.
Yeah.
And we've done that for every single episode that came out in season 1. We're going to be doing that for all of season 2. And just as much as you guys like hearing from us, we love hearing from you. I can't even express how much it means to me personally. I mean, a year ago, I would never, or I guess, okay, a little bit more than a year ago, because I guess the pilot was almost out by this point. But yeah, about a year ago, I would never expect that there'd be so many people that cared about what I did and the thing that I was a part of. And so literally every day is kind of, I have a moment where I'm just like, whoa, this is so cool that there's so many people that care and that love this project that I've put so much hard work and love and time and everything into, along with all of my castmates. And so it's just amazing hearing from you guys, and we do our best to be responsive and to chat with you guys, because we honestly do love it. And okay, just to put this out there, because I've gotten this question several times. People ask like me and my castmates if other people are doing it. Like, it's just us. Like, we love just getting on our phones, seeing what you guys say through Twitter and Instagram. I even Snapchat sometimes. Like, we love it, and we can't thank you guys enough. So
excellent. I know. Yeah, that is a question I said, because there are other actors, I said, obviously, who are out there, and they have people who manage the Twitter accounts for them. So I guess that's probably where the question's coming from, especially because you are so active with everybody as well. People are just like, they can't be them. So yeah, it's great to hear that that you guys love it as much as everyone else.
We're literally like in a room when we tweet, like when an episode comes out and we do our like live tweeting, we all go to Warner Brothers and to our production office, and it's actually in the room that we do our table reads in.
Right.
And we have pizza, we have some salad, and then we play we do it for East Coast and West Coast, and so we're all in a room together, like live tweeting. And then even when an episode isn't being like released and it's like throughout the week, it's still us. We're just like, whenever we're on set, or I like to get on before I go to sleep. I'm just like, what are people saying today? But no, I love it, and I can speak for everybody else too. Everybody is so appreciative, and it's for everybody. It's just kind of like it's a whoa thing, because it's so cool. It's so cool what you guys do.
Brilliant. No, thank you. And what was I going to say there? The only problem I've got with live tweeting is being in the UK. It's a killer because we don't get it until. So I wake up in the morning and see all this live tweeting, and one, it hurts because I've missed out. And two, it's like sitting there thinking I've missed out now because all the live tweeting. By the time it comes in the UK, so we'll have to set something up there. But the second thing is it's all these spoilers. I'm like, oh no. So
I know. I have to.
I'll have to move to the States.
About that. Yeah, I don't want you guys to be have anything spoiled for you guys. But yeah, well, we do our best. But also, I said, when even when there's not like episodes coming out, we'll try to go on and catch what you guys say. But yeah, I know it, and that's another thing for me. Like, I'm just a girl from California. I don't even like the idea that people across the world are like watching the things that I'm doing now. It's so weird to me. So, but it's amazing, and so I do my best to interact with everybody, because I honestly love talking to everybody. So.
No, that is really, really cool. Like I say, I was only messing. I wasn't really, but yeah, it's true. I wasn't really kicking off saying it's not fair. No.
We're usually asleep when the episode comes on.
Exactly. I say we got our own back with Doctor Who and Sherlock.
Yeah.
Although they don't live tweet, that's not. Okay. As we've discussed, it's immense fun and obviously hard work working on the set of Lethal Weapon, and your on-screen family are it's a brilliant family to be in. Are there any standout moments that have made you really laugh out loud? Because I mean, again, I'll refer back to Damon, and well, not just Damon, but I'm sure everyone's a comedian. About any standout moments that have made you really laugh out loud on set that you can think of.
Oh, okay.
If
So
you can pin it down.
There's literally been so many. I'm trying to think of one in particular. I know one for me. This isn't with the family, but this is just like a funny story that I like to tell, just because I know for a fact people don't know this.
Yeah.
But in the episode where I sneak out and get a job, and I get my DJing gig.
Oh yeah.
There's a shot of me, and I'm just kind of like with the crowd, and I'm like, hey, that there was literally no one in that room except me. Like, they did the wide shot where they got all the people dancing before, and then they released everybody, and then they just got the close-up shots of me.
Right.
And so when I'm just like DJing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like by myself, like having a little party, like just pretending that I'm like with a huge like group of people, that makes me giggle. And I was like cracking up when I was filming that, because I was just like playing with imaginary people in the audience, like yeah. So that was funny for me.
You should have you should have played the song, that Muppet song from the Muppet movie. Was it? It's a Party for One or something like that, or is it?
Yeah, yes, that would have been accurate. Yeah. With the family though, I mean, literally, I don't know. It's like hard to explain. Little things happen all the time that just make you like crack up. I will say this though, in season 2, like I thought season 1 was amazing, but I might be partial to season 2 just because it's so. I don't even know what. Our writers are just so good. They write the funniest stuff, and then you have people like Damon come in and just take it to a whole nother level. This is not a spoiler. I guess this is a little bit of a tease, but in season 2, there's a scene where Dante and I we walk in into the kitchen, and there's something happening, and I could not stop laughing at Damon. Oh my gosh! It's the first half of season 2. Watch out for it. It's so funny. That stands out to me as like a moment where I literally could not hold it together. I was like trying to be professional, Yeah. I couldn't hold it together. I was like, they're so funny.
See, I'd find it cool. I mean, I get the giggles a lot, so I'll probably find that. I'll just not be able to stop.
When it comes out, I'll say that was the scene that I was referring to.
All right, excellent.
But you'll know.
I'm sure I'll know. Now I'm going to watch it for when you and Dante walking into the kitchen. I'll be watching for that scene.
Yes. So it's so funny.
Yeah, this is what I know what's going to happen here. I know what they were thinking. I know they took. How many times they laughed before they filmed.
Yeah, you're like, I know what happened in that scene. Yeah.
I know that they took 5 times to get there because they couldn't stop laughing.
That happens a lot. Like, and again, like I go back to this like just positive energy. We have such a cool vibe on set that everybody's just so relaxed and like having such a good time that it really is. It's a lot of work that we do, but it really doesn't feel like work to anybody because it's just a bunch of laughing and goofing off. Like,
excellent. And I think that's another key quality, because the best shows are the ones where the cast are relaxed and you just go on there and you enjoy yourselves and you enjoy what you do, and that comes across on the screen, and the relationships and the chemistry between cast members comes across, and it's I really do believe that.
Yeah, we're all really close in real life as well. I'm even close with like the cast that I don't even interact with on screen.
Yeah.
Like Jonathan, who plays Scorsese's, like we're really good friends. Like
I always see the Instagram pictures where you're all together.
Yeah, no, everyone's so good. Like, we're a big family, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't always the case on all TV or film sets. So we're really lucky that everyone's just cool and happy to be there and happy to be creating this project together.
Yeah, definitely. I've talked to some where they've said that they're the end of the filming, that's it. They finish, they go home, they don't talk to them again until they come back. And it's. But yeah, you guys, it's all over Instagram. You got Snapchat, you got Twitter, Facebook. All you see is these pictures of you all hanging out together and laughing and having fun.
Yeah.
It's cracking. Okay, I'll move on to some questions now from the people that have sent them in.
Okay.
So the first one is from I'm going to apologise to anybody who I mispronounce. I'm so sorry. Okay. It's Nana, who is at X, the only Nana X. That's the Twitter handle.
Okay.
And she would like to know, who's your favourite character between Murtagh and Riggs, and why?
How are you going to ask
one.
that question? How am I supposed to answer that question? Oh, okay. Okay, you know how you can't really compare things that are so different?
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time choosing between the two because they're so incredibly different. They both have broken hearts, one literally and one figuratively.
Yeah.
And they're both, I mean, literally the only similarity between the two is that they're both excellent cops.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, their lives are so different. So, if I had to, like, if my life depended on it, I guess I would go with Murtaugh, just because I'm a little biased.
Yeah, he's your
I'm
dad.
his daughter, so. but yeah, they're both great. They're both great.
It is a tough question, that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Nana, or Nana, or I don't know how to say your name.
Cool, excellent. Lethal Weapon HQ, which is Tonya, who I know you know, tweet everywhere, she would say, if you could swap roles for the day, who would it be and why?
Okay, hi Tonya. I would have to go with Riggs. I mean, because some of the stunts that he does, and it's such a good character to play. And I can tell you, like, personally, I know Klain has the best time playing Riggs. And I can't even imagine, if I could play him for a day, 100% I would take that role. I'd be like, I'm the new Riggs, guys. I don't know how Hollywood would feel about that, but that'd be so much fun, especially with his stunts. Klain likes to do a lot of his stunts. He does as much as he can. So I would be down for it. I don't know if my mom would want me to be doing that, but
yeah. Well, you could be a female Riggs. We've got a female Doctor Who now. The Doctor is now female for the first time in 50 odd years. Yeah, we've got a female Doctor.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's it's had a lot of. I don't know why a lot of people are doing bad press about it, but she's a really good actress. And when she came on, it was like, I can really see her in the role and how she can, it's just going to be a different take on it. So yeah, these traditional male roles out the window now. You can come along and take over Riggs's.
Well,
sorry,
Klain. Female Riggs right here.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, moving on from. She would also like. Sorry, Tonya also would like to know if you have. Do you keep Lethal Pup on set, or did you take her home?
Oh, I keep her at home. Just because. There's so many moving pieces on a set. I would hate for there to be any kind of possibility for her to get lost. By the way, let me explain. Lethal Pup is it's a little stuffed animal that you actually wait. I was gonna have a fitting after this interview, so I have her ready. Hold on 1 second. She's right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is Lethal Pup.
Oh.
So a group of Lethal Weapon fans who, shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. They got me a birthday gift, and this was part of it. This is Lethal Pup. So I took her to set, and I took pictures, with Keisha, Dante, Klain, and just like behind the scenes stuff of Lethal Pup visiting set. And so but yeah, she's at home. I take her to set whenever I go. just for fun, and I'll take more pictures when I go. I either have a fitting today or tomorrow, but when I have it, I'll take her to the costume department, and I'll take some pictures and I'll tweet them.
Awesome, excellent. There's a question further on. It was Lissy, who was Lethal Lethal Weapon TV Hub. The question, I'll just ask it now because it was following on. Will Lethal Pup be making an appearance at all in season 2? Did you manage to sneak him in at all anywhere? I was just following on from what you just said.
Yeah, that would be hard. I don't know. I have to talk to Matt about that.
Yeah, maybe have him on the kitchen counter in the background or something.
Yeah, just like in the background, like you have to squint to see Lethal Pup.
He's sat on the microwave or something like that.
My best. I will do my best. Also, Lethal Pup has to meet the rest of the cast. Lethal Pup hasn't met Damon or Jonathan or Kevin or Jordana, so I will keep taking her to set until I get pictures with everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try to get her on the show. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would be funny.
It would be. Keep an eye out, everyone. We might just get to see it.
Who knows?
Next question is from Cam, who is at Cam22Draw.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What's your favourite moment so far in Lethal Weapon?" Which kind of expands on what we talked about before. Not just
favorite
funny.
moment.
Yeah. Overall.
Okay. There's been so many. I'm literally like a fan of the show. Like if I wasn't on the show, I would still be like a big fan.
Yeah.
So many great moments. I think like for the show, one of my favorite moments was them doing the big jump out of the building into the pool.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was an amazing shot. We have an amazing stunt team, so that's definitely one of my favorites. Also, shout out to Cam. Cam is an amazing artist.
Yeah.
And he's great. So I wish I could draw like you, Cam. I wish, but so thank you for all your art.
Yeah, there's one sent out earlier, didn't they? I know I was copied in on the tweet. I think they tweeted one earlier to you as well, to both of us.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, so I've looked there. It's really, really good. Cam also would like to know, what is your favourite TV show? Besides Lethal Weapon, of course.
Yeah, besides Lethal Weapon. I love New Girl, which is actually another Fox show. That's really funny. Besides that, I would also... The Office. The Office is so funny. It's a classic. Yeah. I mean, I'll binge watch it on Netflix, like, all the time. So it's so good. Those are my two favorites.
Cool. The original British version or the American version?
I knew you were going to ask that question. The American version, only because I haven't seen the original version. But I've heard that it's really good, and I want to watch it.
Yeah. To be fair, the American one's pretty good as well. Steve Carell, I love him. He's great.
Steve Carell is amazing. He's a legend. He's a legend, and so good. They're so fun. That whole cast is amazing. I actually just met Craig Robinson, who plays Daryl on the show, because he's actually he has a Fox show coming out called Ghosted. Right. But I saw him at the Fox TCA party, and I was like, "You're Daryl! Hi!" Like, I was so excited. I've seen him twice since then, and I'm just like, "It's me, Chandler. Do you remember?" I'm like kind of a fangirl, and like I try not to show it, but I pretty much. So
yeah.
But The Office is so good.
Cool.
I have to watch the original version. I promise I will. I want to. It's on my list.
Brilliant. I think that's what I'd be like as well, because obviously fanboy, if I was ever... I actually was in a film last year. I didn't star in a film. I was in a film, but I had about 20 lines. So it was a proper one, independent British film.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon as well, so I'm getting there. I'm working.
That's awesome.
I've been invited to 3 premieres now. For the people I've interviewed, so I know that's what I'm going to be like. Because if I go to the premiere and I see people I know, I'll be like, trying to be smart, I'll be like, "Oh, it's them!"
Yeah, no. In my head, I'm like, "Oh!" And then on the outside, I'm like, "Hi, I'm a big fan of your work." Like, yeah. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm so composed now. But in my head, when I'm talking, even when I'm doing these chats, inside my head is like, "Oh my god." It's like
I'm the same way. Because also I just turned 17. I'm just a 17-year-old girl. Like, this is not normal for me. So when I see these people that I look up to and I have inspired me so much to even to just be doing what I'm doing today, I can't help but like be like, oh my gosh, you are incredible. Like, do you even know who you are? Like, so I'm the same way. I totally know where you're coming from.
Excellent. Claire, who she's at Kevin Ram UK. She started a Kevin Ram fan account. Bless her.
Kevin's awesome. I would be for Kevin.
He was a very funny guy. So nice. You know, that's the other thing as well. I've not had I've not had a bad experience with anyone I've interviewed, really. Every single one of you, the personalities are just so strong, and you know, you just really come across as genuinely nice people, which is great. So yeah, she set up a Kevin Ram's fan account. Do you guys play practical jokes on each other on set? And if so, who's done the best prank?
Oh, that's a good question. We do little jokes here. We haven't really done any big pranks. At least not on like our set, like on our side, as in like the Murtaugh family. That's a good idea. I should do something.
Yeah.
I mean, Keisha would be a really good one to prank, honestly. Like, she would be a really good one to prank. Yeah, we haven't done anything, like, noteworthy. We're just, honestly, like, there is really so much work to be done that we just get in and do it. Yeah. We have fun on set, but we're, like, there's not too much time for, like, I don't know. But, I mean, I could, you know what? You just put an idea in my head. So, thank you.
Go and prank Keisha.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, please.
It's probably going to be Keisha.
And if you can...
So watching this, watch out.
And you've got to film it as well. You've got to film it and then put it on.
I will. No, that's a great idea.
Excellent. I know from the guys I spoke to on the Lucifer cast as well, because they're very much like you. They love the show. They're all, you know, very interactive socially as well. And the pranks that they pull, I think one of them was Lauren German, who plays Chloe. She used to put like big full-size cutouts of Tom Ellis in the toilet of his trailer. So he'd come back and he couldn't get in there because there would just be full cutouts of him sitting and standing in the bathroom.
That takes a lot of like time and focus, though. You have to be determined.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm gonna come up with something good, and when I do it, I will film it for you guys.
Fantastic.
And I will tweet it and put it on my Instagram and everything. You guys will see it for sure.
Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you. There you go, Claire.
Thanks, Claire.
Okay, Bryna, who is at Becoming Bryna. What's the most challenging scene that you've had to do last season?
Oh, okay. I would say the most challenging scene that I had to do was the one where I got in trouble because I took a certain picture and sent it somewhere. Yeah. I would say that was the most challenging just because that's really not who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm a straight-laced kid. Like, I'm a good...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I
have good parents. I was raised well. And so that's something that I would not even think about doing. But I have a responsibility to play this character and to do her justice. And also I feel like it was an important story to tell just because that sort of thing happens every single day.
Yeah.
And I know that there are actually a lot of teens that watch our show. So hopefully I got the message across. Along with Damon, we had a really like emotional scene together. I remember in that episode. And I hope that teens watching maybe got the point that how important your body is and how you should treat yourself with respect and think things through. Because I think something about Rihanna in the first season is that she did a lot of things and really didn't think about the repercussions or the consequences. And so, I think that was the most challenging thing, but I definitely felt like it was something that was important to the storyline and hopefully resonated with some people and taught a lesson.
Yeah, definitely. It was a very intense scene, and like you say, it's very topical. And you see it in the news all the time where things like that have happened, and then they go right, and then it goes,
Especially today with with social media, everything is right at our fingertips, and people have no idea that, like, when something is on the internet, it's out there forever. You lose control of it. So hopefully we got that point across.
Yeah, exactly. It's very scary in that respect.
Yes, no, it is.
It is, yeah. Okay, so moving on. Thank you for that, by the way, Chandler. Jasmine, who is at Lethal Weapon DE, so the German.
Okay.
She's once read that you practice martial arts. So we're going to see you doing any action on the show at all, or maybe somewhere else, using those skills.
Okay, so I've mentioned this several times to Matt Miller. He knows that I'm a martial artist. I got my my black belt in Taekwondo, so I want to be a part of the action. I want to, kick some butt. That would be so much fun. There's nothing written yet for season 2, but potentially, maybe, I don't know. But that was something cool that Keisha and I actually immediately bonded over, because she does Krav Maga, another form of martial arts.
Oh, I love that. I really want to learn that.
Yeah, we're both fighters, and so we bonded immediately over that. But I know she was so excited when she got to kick the guy in the face in the holiday episode. She was really excited about that. So I hope that I get to do something maybe later in season 2. But yeah, that would be fun.
We'll see. Have a good word with that. Yeah, Krav Maga. It's the Israeli Special Forces one, isn't it? It's the one they created out in Israel. Yeah, I'd love to learn that. I really would, because it's pure. Yeah, just look. There's one in London. I'm moving to London on Monday for work, so I'm looking for stuff to do. So I'm hoping there's going to be something like that nearby, which it'll help me get this belly off me as well.
Oh, stop it!
No, you can't see it from
for self-defense.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great form of martial arts.
Oh, it is, definitely. I mean, that's kind of what it's designed for. It really is good. I wanted to do kickboxing. I've got literally this is a side story, which is my claim to fame. There's right where I live. There's like an arena next door, and there's a kickboxing class gets taught there. The guy who teaches it is Darth Vader from Rogue One, Spencer Wilding. Literally, I've known.
So cool.
I've known the guy, not known him well, but I've known him for over 20 years. He used to be a bouncer in one of the nightclubs. So yeah, he only lives about a mile and a half down the road. You see him pretty much daily, but he teaches the kickboxing class next door, and it's like, I want to go just so I can say I've been taught by Darth Vader.
Yes! That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go.
Exactly.
Go before you move. Definitely do that. That's so cool.
Just have my one picture of me learning kickboxing from the Sith Lord. Exactly. Excellent. Okay, moving on. Scorsese's hair account. That's the account. Cracking account that is. It really is. And always a fun question. What's your favourite product to use on your hair? Because they said it's always hair related.
That's something I should expect from Scorsese's hair. Okay, so my hair's kind of wet right now. That's why it's kind of like, it's bigger on the show. But I like to use Ouidad. It's like Ouidad. I use a custard. It comes in like a little like white pot kind of thing. It's really good. I really like it for my curls because I have like looser curls. But it weighs them down a little bit. So when I do like kind of do my hair flip, it's like this is my whole morning process. When I like shake out my hair, it's kind of like the perfect size. And also like I do that every time I wash my hair and I put the custard in before I go to set, just because it makes it easier when they're like doing my hair for whatever hairstyles. And then in between takes, actually, while I'm on set, I use a Fakai cream. It smells really good, and it like smooths my flyaways, gives me that Rihanna look. Yeah, those are my 2 favorite products.
Cool. I wasn't pleading ignorance there. You can just see that. It's like I was totally lost.
You're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm sure people out there would. Obviously, yeah. For me, it's just a splash of water on the hair, and that's it. It's easy.
Sometimes that's all you need. Just a little bit of water.
Yep.
Literally, sometimes I do that in the morning. I'm just like, just a little bit of water, That's all. We're good to go.
Yeah, that's all I need. It's thankfully it's still there though. I'm not that old.
It works for you.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, thank you. Jamie. Okay, next question is Jamie at Lady of Mischief.
Okay.
I'm not calling her a Lady of Mischief. That's her Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Twist on what we said before. What's your favourite Murtaugh family moment? And she'd also like to know if it's possible to still be adopted by the Murtaugh family, because that's her dream family.
Yes, you can be adopted. Well, you're already a part of like the Lethal Weapon family. If you're a fan, you're tweeting with us. You come to our Twitter parties. You know, you are a part of the family. Favorite moment? Ooh, okay, that's a really good question. I would say I think my favorite like on-screen Murtaugh family moment was from the holiday episode, Jingle Bell Glock. I love that because at the end, kind of chaotic throughout the whole thing, obviously. But I think I love that episode just because both Murtaugh and Trish are doing everything they can to protect their children and protect the house and their family. And I think that's a really sweet moment when they all like come out and there's a group hug. And then we go at the end of the episode, we go to the Riggs's trailer for, you know, Christmas dinner, which I think is so sweet because Riggs is a part of the Murtaugh family. So yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And I'm sure Jamie will be delighted to know that she can be adopted when that we're all
We'll sign the papers, no worries.
Now I'm going to say I've got 3 questions from Julia Eaton, who's in the UK as well, and I've just realised that we've probably already talked about them. So I just want to apologise, Julie, but just for not mentioning her before. One was what's the funniest thing to happen during filming so far, which we've talked about. Kind of. Which, we've we went before. Actually, there's just so many. Yeah. The other one is, how did you feel before the first episode aired? Concerned about public reaction, which we've talked about. But that's obviously the films and stuff.
Yeah,
If you want to expand on that, you can, Julia.
Yeah, I mean, I was really, really excited. That was the main thing. Yeah, I did talk about, you know, the concern that I think that I had and the whole cast had before the pilot aired. Just because, you know, it's a reboot, we have to nail it, or else it's just not going to work at all. But also, I didn't really mention, I was so excited. I'm so blessed and so just honored and feel so lucky to be a part of such a great project and great cast. And I was just, I remember I was so excited. I get excited over things, but I remember that, like, I was just so excited. That's all I can say. I was really looking forward to talking with everybody about it and showing my friends and family, and I really felt like it was the next step for my career as an actor, and just pure joy and excitement.
Excellent, thank you. I'll just say for Julia now, I will save my last question for you, Chandler, and I'll make it from Julia because it's a question she really wants to hear.
Okay.
Since we asked those questions before and I didn't get a chance, so I apologise to Julia there. She's a massive fan of the show as well. So as is everybody.
Hi, Julia. You're so sweet. Thank you for your love and your support.
Thank you. Okay, Marcy, Clane Crawford, Italy. What was your first impression you had when you met the whole cast? Which is slightly different. And again, that was a Julie one. What was the rest of the cast to work with? So what was your first impression of meeting the whole cast?
Really good. I mean, it was a really good impression. Something I don't think a lot of people have talked about this, but just, I guess, like an inside scoop sort of thing, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but so we all auditioned and we're all cast separately, and we had a camera test, which isn't always something. It's not like something that every pilot does before they film, but we were just kind of they were so intent on getting it right, that we all got called in for a camera test, and we went into this huge stage on Warner, which isn't even the stage that we film on now, but but they like set up all the, like, it was lit, like they lit, had all these lights and stuff, and they put us in wardrobe and hair and makeup and did the whole thing, and we all that's when we all met for the first time.
Right.
And it was an interesting thing. Like, we all did. It was kind of like a photo shoot, but we never used those photos for anything. I think it was just just to see everybody. And then they also had us like kind of act out some of the scenes that we had gotten for our auditions. And I remember, so like we kind of acted out the dinner scene with everybody. And yeah, I remember that day was really fun, just because I had no idea what was going on, but it was cool. They were like, okay, just pose, have fun, laugh, talk, and they were taking pictures of us. And but that was the first day that I met everybody all in one, and everybody was really happy and excited to be there. Everyone is really funny too. I remember that first thing. Because you talked to Kevin and Jonathan, they're hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Especially together, they're so funny. Jordana's really sweet, and like Keisha's hilarious in her own way.
Yeah, she was. She was really.
She's funny.
Yeah.
Like, she's funny. And then Damon, just Damon. And Dante. Everyone just clicked. That was the main thing. I think everybody just it worked.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Brilliant. Thank you again, and thank you, Marcy and Julia, for those. Lissy is almost the last one. Lissy, who is Lethal Weapon. I can't even speak again now. This is Lethal Weapon TV Hub. Her name is Lissy.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Would like to know. There are some of us #NoRigsRomance fans out here. What's your take on it?
Oh, darn it! This is a controversial.
Oh yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Whatever. Guys, I've literally been all over the board. At first, I was like, no, he's getting over Miranda. He's dealing with a lot of things. There's no way that he can love someone else right now. I get really into this, just so you know. And then there was like a little thing with him and Cahill, and I was like, maybe I could see it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of ship. You know what ship is, right?
Yeah. I'm not that old, thanks.
Because I had to explain it to Keisha.
All right.
Like, Keisha, this is what it should be. Okay. So I shipped them, and then Palmer came in, and I was like, oh, but guys, like, they're like the same person. She's like the female Riggs. And so then I loved that. So I can't even tell you where I stand on it right now. But I will tell you that will kind of maybe be explored a little bit more in season 2.
Okay, fair enough. I'm still a Cahill person. I still prefer her. But you're right, I think the same thing. Is like she's the FBI. I can't remember her name. Forgot. Is she the female Riggs? And I just didn't. That for me, I just didn't see that. Whereas with Riggs and Cahill, I was like, yeah, there's something else there, that's what I'd like to see. So we shall see.
But that's also a weird thing though, because she's like his therapist. So
yeah. So it's a bit professionally wrong.
She will always be there. They work in the same place, so.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I'm very conscious because I have a history of like, kind of maybe spoiling things. So I'm like not going to. You can't get me, Chris. I'm not going to say anything. All I'm saying is that you will see some stuff maybe in season 2.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's it.
We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to push you for it, don't worry. I don't want to get people in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, my final question, and I will now dedicate this one to Julia Eaton for missing her name from before.
Yeah.
This one's right. This one. If you were to have a Muppet made of you, what kind of character would you be most like?
Okay, the existing Muppets. I would definitely be like Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
That was a good impression.
Yes.
Yes.
You've heard nothing yet. You've heard nothing yet, Chandler.
Yes.
Don't worry. I'll do my Kermit and everything for you after. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'd be Cookie Monster just because I love baking.
Mm-hmm.
That's another passion of mine. And so I would definitely I love cookies. I love baking, and then I love eating what I bake. So I kind of get crazy over cookies. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, no, that's great. I think the reason she loved that is I think Klein actually he ended up doing an impression of the Swedish chef and Beaker.
Yeah. I can't do any fucking impressions. I'm not that talented. Okay.
No, I've got. You've done my Cookie Monster. Yoda's easy because Yoda's just the backwards Cookie Monster. When 900 years old, you reach look as good. You will not.
That was good. You can do impressions or like voiceover or something. Yes.
Yeah, not many. Kermit's like, Piggy, you're needed on set, Piggy.
Oh, I love it. I can't even. I can't. That was my impression right there. No, that was good though.
Cool. Yeah,
I can't. But I love the Muppets. They're great.
Yeah, they are. They're brilliant as well. The only other two I've got that are my repertoire. See, I can't. I've got Donald Duck who's.
You're good.
And what's the other one is Goofy. Hello there, folks. It's Goofy here. Welcome to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Or like Mickey, like I get just like, oh, like
he's really squeaky, isn't he?
Yeah. That's his little laugh.
But yeah, they're the only ones on. Yeah, don't worry. I thought. But anyway, yeah, that's it for questions. Is there before I sort of stop the recording? Is there anything that you would like to say to everybody who's watching and listening?
Thank you so much for all your love, your support, your tweets, your posts, your everything. I can't even begin to express how much me and everyone on the show appreciates it. We love you guys so incredibly much. I love you so incredibly much. Thank you so much for watching. And season 2, September 26th, if you're in America. UK's coming, but... Yeah,
excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chandler, for your time. I truly appreciate it as always. Thank you to everybody who sent in questions. Hope you've all enjoyed listening and watching. This has been Chris Gordon with Chandler Kinney on Hellblazer Biz.